Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Ready to Love Season 8. But y'all know I say Season 9 because of that resort season, right? So this is a reunion part 2. And let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we do, really quick, if you missed the Ready to Love panel, please don't hesitate to check it out. I streamed it. We also did it on the Movie Man's channel this week. So that was for the final part of the reunion. Really good, fun time. If you have time, check that out. And also, it's a growing channel, so I need y'all help to definitely continue to help it grow. Hit the subscribe, like, all the things if you enjoyed the video. It's truly, truly appreciated. Okay, so we pick up where we left off with the heated exchange between Tequila and Janelle. And child, it gave nothing. It was sleepy time. So Tequila said she ready to fight all three of them, okay? All the mean girls, even though we know Sierra's not a mean girl. But Janelle, Jessica, and she was like, and Sierra, you can get it too. And Sierra was like, now, what did I do? How I get in this? Sierra, after Tequila got escorted out by security, because she was like right next to security when this was happening. Like, girl, you ain't really about it because if you was about that life, you wouldn't be over there with the security was. You would have went straight for Janelle. But Sierra was like, oh, we in the hood now. And it is giving the trenches, if you ask me. So we get back onto the stage and we have the drama between Kat and Janelle on the weekend getaway. Q, Kat, Janelle, and for some reason, Marié was on the stage. And Q, with his lack of a backbone, would not call Janelle out with her tube. Now, Kat called out Janelle's mean girl antics. And even backstage, Marvin was saying that Janelle was the one who was actually combative. And I would say I would have to agree from what I'm seeing. And I don't like to use those type of terms when I'm speaking to my fellow sisters, okay? But if it applies, it applies. I think we did all that with Jessica when it was really should have been over there with Janelle. It was for the wrong J. So Janelle feels like everyone's obsessed with her. She's speaking in this voice, and it's like, girl, what are you talking about? Girl, be for real. Janelle says her mere presence challenges the other ladies' mediocrity. And all of the ladies had no connections. Girl, you really trying it. Janelle said had they worried about the men instead of worrying about her, they wouldn't have got sent home. Like, girl, you really thought you was doing something. Like, trust me, with these options of men, the pool of men they had, going home really don't sound all that bad, okay? I promise you it's all right because you didn't have a connection either. We can tell we all, as the word on the curve has been, y'all, in a pact, and that's what it's given. I don't think any of y'all had a true connection, so you ain't one-upping anybody. So, Janelle really did nothing for me to help her mean girl stigma. After their segment wraps, Kat is like, girl, please, obsessed with what? Like, just talking out loud. And Q yelled, let it go already. Like, he is always on the side of wrong. Ugh, she got that boy so scared. So Kat stated that she didn't like, because when they were arguing, Kat did mention that she didn't like how Janelle spoke to her. Like, she didn't have no issue with her until they were at the getaway talking, supposedly playing a game, and Janelle was doing the most, yelling at her. She didn't like how she was talking to her. It was disrespectful, and it was. And Tommy's talking about, didn't you call her a B word first? After all the things she said, then she said that. Like, Tommy, please. But, you know, I think Janelle was in the wrong. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know y'all's down in the chat. Or in the comment section, I'm sorry. This ain't no live, in the comment section. So we get to Jessica and Chris 1.0 and their time on the show. Really was disappointed with the segment. We see the scene with Chris yelling at the table with combative gait, looking like he was about to flip that table over, if you ask me. So Tommy asked Chris why he didn't come clean, because we all saw him call Jessica combative 3 times. I counted. And at this point, he's still denying it. Even when Tommy was like, why are you denying it? It's on a camera. Like, we have the footage. He's still denying it. And he threw the other men under the bus, stating that they're the ones who actually called her combative. We didn't see any clips of anyone else. Just you, brother. You and you alone. So Marie said he's lying, or at least that's what I was gathering from it. And Chris apologized for what he said, but not how she made him feel. And then he got upset with Marie because he's like, oh, you supposed to be, pro-black and this and that, but you didn't have what does him being, a Black Panther got to do with you lying? Like, where's the correlation? I don't understand. So Tommy asked Chris, what did Jessica say to trigger him? Chris said she antagonized people, she was bullying. And Tommy was like, but hold on, y'all was a connection at first. And Chris was like, yeah, at first, but she was even doing that with other people. And Jessica was like, and again, what exactly did I say to you? And he was like, well, it wasn't even about me. Look at what she said to Tequila. In the ladies' lounge, were you a lady that was in the lounge? You weren't there. What are you talking about? You don't know what she said to her, which was nothing. She didn't say anything to her. Tequila was doing what she always do. She just did it again with Sierra like 5 seconds ago. And I'm just like, you just looking for any old reason. Just know. Kira is backstage giving pick-me energy. Talking about, I believe you. I believe you. Even when he was standing over top of Jessica yelling at her, and it was wrong. It was wrong in my opinion. I did not appreciate how he spoke to her. She was like, oh, he was giving it to her. He gave her a 1-2 punch. Like, girl, sit down somewhere. Bottom line is she didn't say anything to trigger him specifically. He just don't like her. And maybe she is a mean girl to the other ladies. I think she gets that stigma mostly because she hangs with Janelle. But maybe she's gotten into it with some of the ladies, but I haven't seen her do anything with any of the men. So it's like, what are you saying? And all the stuff you're saying had absolutely nothing to do with you, Chris. So Jessica said that she had told Tommy she wanted to disconnect from Chris 1.0. She didn't want nothing to do with him. After her friend's date, she was saying she was over it. So I believe her. And she was like, did not say that. That's what I told Tommy. She's looking at Kat and Lee. And she was like, did I not say that? They just sitting there looking. And Jessica was like, okay, so they mute. Kat said, I don't got to listen to you. I don't got to respond when you speaking to me. You not my mama. Like, girl, what was all that fever? Okay. So Jessica said, okay, you right. I don't got to talk the B words like you. Kat said Jessica is combative. And she's like, and I don't see what the big deal is. If I'm being combative, I would want somebody to let me know. Yeah, I think, two things can be true at the same time. We don't want to I don't like using words like aggressive and all that. But sometimes if you are being that, then that needs to be addressed. Sometimes people, I'm not going to be looking in Webster's dictionary trying to find other softer terms to pacify you. However, I still don't see where Jessica was really being combative. I don't. Now, if we were talking about Janelle, that's different. So Tommy, once again, has no control over the cast. Everybody's hooting and hollering. Kat said, if, I'm being combative, let me know. And, whatever you say, that's fine, Kat. But we're not going to justify what Chris 1.0 did. It was unacceptable. Just like with Habibi, when that comment that he made, that inappropriate comment he made to Janelle, like, just because I don't like Janelle's mean-spirited, nasty attitude does not mean what he did was justifiable. It's not. So all of this for me is giving like slight high school tease in the lunchroom. But, like I said, people are just defending these men because they don't like the women. And it's like, I don't have to like the women, but when it comes to certain things, I just don't have to say anything. I'm not going to justify what he did. It was wrong. And I really wanted Jessica to mention, she had to post and delete on Twitter, I believe, when she said he did flip over a chair or something. Why wasn't that mentioned? I wanted that to be addressed. And I think Tommy is not doing a good job, in my opinion. And y'all know I go up for Tommy. He did not do a good job holding these men accountable at any point in this reunion. So backstage, Kat and Jessica sit down and they address the spat they had they had on stage, and they agreed to disagree. Well, that's how you do it. Move on. Y'all don't got to see each other ever again. Now on to Aries and Phil. Aries said, look, I've already been married twice before. I don't got time to settle, in so many words. And I'm with her on that. Listen, ain't nobody settling this day and age. If he ain't for you, he just ain't for you, honey. Move on. Aries said that she needs security, and Philip didn't provide reassurance. He didn't. Did she blatantly ask him what she needed to? No, not necessarily. But he did not reassure her and tell her, like, look, I do comedy on the side, or I do these hobbies or these things on the side. Like, because everybody's like, oh, you're too old to be doing that. I don't think you're too old to, like, you're never too old to chase your dreams. But you are too old to be chasing your dreams and not getting your bills paid. Like, do that on the side. In the meantime, what you do for work, because the bills still got to be paid. We in the middle of inflation right now, and bills got to be paid, okay? But Aries says she's not in the season of her life to be supporting a man with his dreams and his potential, okay? She just don't got it in her. She's done that, been there, done that. She needs a stable man. And Phil said he's gainfully employed. How long you been working there? I think someone mentioned that on the panel. Like, and how long have you been gainfully employed? Where? Where do you work? I mean, if you don't want to tell her that on the camera, you can surely tell her that y'all got each other's phone number. She shouldn't be feeling like she needs this much reassurance. You should have already confirmed this for her. But he said being on the show has inspired him to do comedy again. How long has it been since you've done comedy last? Maybe we need to, look at other things. And that's fine if that's what you want to do, but is he taking it seriously? Is he funny? If y'all been to a Phil comedy show, let me know down in the comments. So they said they dated a few times afterwards, and Tommy was like, oh, so y'all dating? They were like, we're good, we're fine. We cool, but this ain't gonna be no thing. And I'm wondering why, after Aries said all that, after I got to choose me first. Why are you still going on dates with him? I don't understand. So we have I identify as white Kira, or whatever her real name is, because the Brandy Yvonne channel told me that ain't her real name. So Kira doesn't appreciate Marie questioning her blackness and doesn't want to be put into a box. The very box that she put herself in on her own, unprovoked. I mean, I do agree we shouldn't outcast Black people for not acting Black enough. All Black people act differently. There's no, one way for a Black person to act. However, Kira, you said out of your mouth, I'm the closest thing here to white. Jessica said that you told them y'all was out, when y'all was out and about, like, okay, it's Black, but it's a little too Black for me. It's a little too what? Too hood, too ethnic, too what? She said she ain't gonna be out there protesting with her Fight the Power peace protesting sign. She ain't with no Black Panthers wearing her fro. So whatever Maria got going on, he's a Pan-African. Ain't nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a Pan-African and heavily into the Black community, but she's not. And that's fine. Just get up off of an all Black dating show. Like, go ahead over to Netflix, The Bachelor. There's other places and spaces for you. So, but like I said, I understand that culture isn't for everyone, but she said basically that she is white in a Black woman's body. That's what I heard. I don't know how exactly she worded it, but that's what my ears heard when she mentioned it the first time. Tommy asked Kira why she assumed Q dates out. Why he date white women. And she was like, okay, well, maybe Hispanic women. And she was like, he's from Florida. I'm like, girl, what? He's from Florida. What does that got to do with anything? Now, the Bell Perspective TV said on the panel that, she's from Florida, and that is a thing. They do date out. So, yeah, she understands. And Kira's right. That's what she said. She's from Florida. So, I ain't going to argue the point. I ain't from Florida. But Q said it's unfair for her to basically dish it but can't take it. Like, why would you assume Clear is his preference? What's Kira's preference is what I want to know, because it don't seem like Black is where it's at for her. Okay, that's just not what it seems like to me. But she was like, it's just a vibe I get. I don't know. Carrot girl. But that would be fine if she was talking about she was some Pan-African. You talking about you don't want nobody to box you in, but you're doing the very thing you don't want done to you. So make it make sense. And it's like, oh, well, when you do it to me, it's this. But when I do it to your girl, it's all the same. Backstage, Kira, who came at Q, is crying and feels victimized. Maria apologizes. I'm not quite sure why. What's up with all of it after every break? Like, we see some behind the scenes scenes going forward. Like, what's this about? I don't need to see all this behind the scenes activity. Now we show the whole cast behind the scenes. Now that's funny. This, whatever. But I mean, he apologized. She accepted. Good. Let's move on. So we get to Q, Lee, and Janelle and their so-called love triangle, because I think Lee was way over it before it actually ended. Janelle looks uncomfortable with Q's attraction to Lee. Like when Q was like, I was really attracted to Lee in her red dress, Janelle looked mighty uncomfortable. So they keep showing Herbert backstage. And I'm like, who's she with? Herbert or Quinton? Why do we keep showing Herbert? Bring him on the stage then. So Lee said Q wasn't allowed to speak to her in the house at the getaway because Janelle was always lurking creepily in the shadows. Like real creepy like. Janelle asked Q if she made him feel uncomfortable. She's like, I ain't make him uncomfortable. And like a whipped puppy dog, he said, no, ma'am. You did not make me uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable all on my own. So Lee was like, Janelle, you lying. Janelle said she didn't say anything and Q just wasn't interested in Lee anymore. He wasn't interested because you was on him like white on rice. Listen, all that lurking in the corners and like he got to look over his shoulder, I'd be like, forget it too, because goodness gracious. But I mean, he like the mess. He like when Janelle be fighting for him. He do like that. And Lee wasn't going to do that. And he said that a few episodes prior. So, but this is going to get old real quick. Q said he had a stronger connection or pact, is what the streets are saying. But he said he had a stronger connection with Janelle. Lee was like, okay, he's a nice guy, but he's not the man for me. So it's all good. It's fine. Like, oh, trust me, I'll be all right. Okay, because Lee is fine. She's going to bounce right back. So finally, we have Quinton and Janelle's connection. They tell their love story. Sounds rehearsed, written down. Sounds like they went over this about 4 or 5 times. Tommy was like, yeah, because he was like, oh, so easy. It just came effortlessly. It's so natural. Y'all didn't even discuss serious things. Like, how did you not know until the end, Janelle, that Quinton wanted 3 children? Quinton act like it was news to him when she said she just wanted to adopt. Like, what are y'all talking about? What came so easy? I have deeper conversations with coworkers, and I work from home. So Tommy was like, yeah, okay. But are y'all together? Like, what's the status of your relationship? Are y'all a couple? And they said they're dating it and taking it day by day. So basically, no. And furthermore, why was Herbert backstage consoling her then? When she was crying because Habibi done got on her last nerve, where was Q? They trying to embrace and like, y'all ain't fooling nobody. Y'all is in the same place where Maria and Jessica is. Nowhere. Friends. That's it. So the cast comes back on stage and Tommy asks if anyone wants to shoot their shot one last time. Sassy Red asks Janelle Q if they are official. And they was like, don't get out of here. So no, they're not. And it's still enough for you, Red. Maria and Jessica was sitting so far apart, you can fit a bus between them, okay? Like, ooh, the body language was telling it all. They might as well just came out and said, we're not dating anymore because who are y'all trying to fool? We get a trailer for the spinoff, Make a Move, and I will be reviewing that. So let me know if you guys will be watching because I'll be reviewing it. So drop down in the comments. That's a wrap. Don't y'all say y'all want Ready to Love to get canceled no more. No, I want Ready to Love to stay on the air. I do still enjoy the show, and I'm sick of our Black shows getting canceled. So don't cancel it now. Give it a chance. Let them revamp some things. Okay? Ready to Love, if y'all need some help, come holla at me. Okay? But otherwise, if you haven't already, don't click off without hitting that subscribe. Okay? Do your girl a favor, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.